Look at this stuff. Running late again. The cross-country contest is about to begin!
Towels, hot soup. Captain is taking the team through a warm-up as planned. Once the race starts, I'll go wait at the finish line to hand out water and blankets to the contestants.
I got here a little late because I was coming from home. Are they still warming up? The race?
Yeah. I wonder what's taking them so long.
Huh. It's not like Varessa and Shilonen to be behind. Thanks, guys.
It's Igong. He's come down with the fever.
I wish I'd acted sooner. I've been checking in with him constantly since he started sneezing. And he said he was fine, but still, I should have known better.
He probably hoped he could tough it out until the end of the competition, but now it's broken into a full-blown...
We've been in touch with the organizing committee, and they're making sure he stays warm and takes his medication. They actually sent a medic to look after him, so he's in good hands.
Well, that's good. But what about the race? You're one team member short, and it's about the...
Yeah, what are we gonna... This race is a huge deal for all of us.
That was our first thought, too. You've trained with us, so you know the course. Plus, you have a good level of fitness. I don't feel great about roping you in at the last minute, though. There's nothing worse than someone dumping an urgent job on you when you least expect it, and making you feel like you can't turn it down.
We'd love to have you on the team, but only if you're willing. Tumani to the rescue once again! You'll...
All right, let's save the fawning for later. We don't have much time. The order for the relay will be as follows. First me, second Traveler, third Varessa, and finally Minnie. Your section of the course is the first uphill stretch. Remember to pace yourself and conserve your energy. Don't try to sprint the whole way. Once I hand you the baton, follow the signs until you reach the statue, where you'll hand it off to Varessa.
We can do this, guys.
All right, time to make a move.
Hurry up, Varessa!
Ready. A stroke of good luck, and a very welcome one.
Contestants, spectators, welcome to the Dragon Spine International Cross Country Challenge. My name is Draff, and I'll be serving as referee for today's proceedings by appointment of the organizing committee. Let me start by saying I wish all our teams the best of luck, and I look forward to a day of new personal bests, fantastic results, and of course, playing by the rules. I'm also obliged to remind everyone how important it is to remain within the bounds of the official race zone. The terrain on Dragonspine is hazardous, and the last thing we want is anyone getting injured, or worse. The organizing committee has taken steps to remove all hazards from the race course. but the rest of the mountain remains a danger zone. Contestants, if you find yourselves unable to complete the race due to injury, illness, or other reasons, please step to the side of the track. A member of the organizing committee will come to your assistance and deliver first aid if necessary.
Captain, where's Gong? The race is about to start.
I'm afraid Gong came down with a fever. He's sleeping it off at the moment. Sorry, Minnie. He's not going to be taking...
What? But that means...
The Traveler won't let you down, Minnie. She's a pro at this stuff. Heck, you might even have a shot at first place.
Okay, got it. Thanks for coming.
And now, it gives me great pleasure to welcome the cross-country relay from Sumeru, the Sand Blasters. From Liyue, the Sunset Squadron. Next, we have the Adventurer contingent. Dragon Spine must be scaled. Last, but by no means least, we have a team that brings together contestants from all...
Looks like we've got some pretty strong...
Don't panic. There's no need to be nervous. Think about Theatena. It's together, there's no obstacle we can't overcome. And if there is, just charge right on
I'm not sure that's an option for everyone else. Okay, fine. Yeah, charge it is. I'm not gonna nitpick your motivational speech.
I'm gonna give it my all. I believe in our team.
Will all contestants please proceed to your... Ready? Go!
You can do it!
Yikes, it's even colder today. Just my luck.
Boost your stamina here!
The Traveler's up ahead. Time to pass on the baton.
Eyes on the road!
My section is uphill all the way. I gotta remember to pace myself. You're killing it!
Keep going!
There's the statue. Varessa's waiting.
Varese, thanks. My time to shine. No time for a detour. Just gonna jump on down through the gap. Heads up! Running late again. Get back on track. It's the downhill stretch. Full speed ahead. Minnie's waiting for me.
Yeah! Speed Demon!
Minnie, you take it from here.
All right, here goes...
Let's roll.
Monsters! At least they're not on the course. Better steer... Oh! Everyone's waiting for me by the side of the course.
I can't do it! I better shoot! I've got... No, stay back! Help!
It's fine. I don't want to drag this...
I believe in you, Minnie.
I do too.
Let me help you.
Quick!
someone's injured.
On it. Minnie, get the...
What happened?
Someone got injured? Amber, we got a situation. Roger that. On it. Let's chase this menace out of here.
Traveler, together!
No one escapes my scent.
Letting brave names echo!
You wanna stand down?
Into the shadows.
Don't blame yourself, Minnie.
You did great, Minnie.
Ollie Gong, don't force yourself to speak if you're not up to it. Honestly, I'm a... Traveler? It's okay. I'll explain. I'm really sorry, Honorary Knight, but by the time I got that wounded guy to the finish line, all the staff have taken him to get checked out, so I think he'll be okay. But we didn't get the results we wanted. You guys were leading the whole way.
Oh.
When I first saw that guy, and everyone's worked, Amber and the emergency staff, but
It's okay, Minnie. How could any of us turn up wherever the Soul Blazer treads? Help is always at hand.
Wait, where's that line?
My brain...
thanks, Captain.
Minnie! Thank goodness you're okay. I was so worried. Please, don't ever...
I'm sorry.
Minnie, are you all right? Are you hurt?
Oh, hi, Ref. It's you.
Hello. I'm...
Team Lightning Strike has Minnie's actions and help as things stand. Therefore, in addition to the medals for winners and runners-up, the organizing committee has decided to...
Thank you, Mr. Draff. Mom, Dad, I know what you're gonna say.
Very well. As long as you promise to be careful.
What? But Dad...
You achieved what you set out to do.
And for me. Look, you even have a medal to prove it.
You know, after hearing so much about your...
Amazing! Hey, Minnie,
You have no idea how happy...
This is a moment to...
good call. All right.
Group... Oh, let's pose like Fiatena and Mawika.
Well, we weren't the winning team or the runners-up.
I'm sorry.
Don't even think about that, Igong.
It's a shame we didn't all get to compete together.
If anyone has
I'll be back.
Take it easy, Gong. Captain, I think I'll join you for training next time just in case. That way.
It's decided then. The Soul...
It's a deal.
Running late again.
Hurry up, Grassa!
Dragonspine can be a cold and miserable place. If you're gonna invite spectators to come and watch an event here, you gotta... Hopefully, these stalls will keep people entertained and make the app... I'm also taking the chance to hand out some little trinkets for the teams to decorate their tents with. Here you go! These are for the Soul Blazers. Best of luck in the competition, and don't forget...
Rise with the sun! Get ourselves a straggler.
Decay! New life! Powering!
Yahoo!
Try and stop me!
Use the whip saw.
Time for takeoff.
Pyroclastic surge!
Use the whip saw.
Rev the end!
Watch out!
Shower me with praise! Let the world come alive! Here we go!
Here comes another one. A turning point in fate! Alright, here stay.
Light it up!
Brace yourself. Think you can get away?
Wrath from the sky! Incinerate!
Stay back.
Yoo-hoo!
Story has only just begun.
Here we go! Yeah. Time for takeoff.
Stay back.
Time to shine!
Light of the blazing sun! Full throttle!
Devouring claw. Use the whip saw. Stay away from me. Hey.
Shower me with praise! Yahoo! Think you can get away?
There's nowhere to hide! Rise with the sun!
Devouring claw.
Wrath from the sky!
Stay away from me. This is futile.
Let the world collide!
All right. Here comes another claw. Now,
Got ourselves a traveler. The story has only just... Burn it down! Light of the blazing sun!
now it's your turn.
Change of plan.
Incinerator!
Time to shine!
Thunder!
Time for takeoff.
Save yourself.
Light it up! Breath from the sky!
Thunder! The abyss is burning.
Brace yourself.
All right, here comes another one.
Think you can get away?
Light of the blazing sun! The story has only just begun! Devouring claw!
May I present? Let my name echo in song!
Devouring claw!
Let's play! Time for takeoff.
Burn it down!
The abyss is burning.
Shadow!
Got ourselves a
straggler! Breath from the sky!
Now it's your turn.
Change of plan. Yoo-hoo! Think you can get away?
Stay!
Time to shine!
Light it up! A turning point in space!
Use the force on.
Thunder!
Shine down! Let the world come alive! Inazuma shines eternal! Ha!
Can't hide the truth. The deception ends here.
Time to come clean!
It all adds up.
Being done! Time to shine!
No more lies.
Now you shall perish! There is no escape!
Can't hide the truth. The mystery unravels.
Look, you're ready! Showing you!
No more lies. Seek within. It all adds up.
Being done! Let my name echo in song!
Torn to oblivion. No more lies. The deception ends here.
Illusion shattered!
Can't hide the truth.
Now you shall perish! Time to shine!
Seek within. It all adds up.
Look, the rainbow!
No more lies.
Torn to oblivion!
the world collide!
It all adds up. The deception ends here.
Strike a pop!
There is no escape. Inazuma shines eternal. No more lies. Can't hide the truth. It all adds up. Seek within.
Shower me with praise! Let my name echo in song!
Illusion shattered, torn to oblivion. The mystery unravels. No more lies. It all adds up. Shine down! Now you shall perish!
Let the world collide!
Can't hide the truth. The deception ends here. It all falls into place. No more lies. Inazuma shines eternal!
Being done! Let my name echo in song! Strike!
The mystery unravels. It all falls into place. It all falls into place. Can't hide the truth. Illusion
Lash it!
No more lies. It all falls into place. Seek within.
Observe! Your grand finale!
There is no
Time to shine! Shower me with...
laid bare. Witness my rise. Overruled.
Break a leg!
Now you shall perish.
Let my name echo in song!
Everlasting as the moon. Laid bare.
Observe! Your grand finale!
Inazuma shines eternal. Witness my rise.
Unleash! Let the world collide! Strike is one!
Illusion shattered. Overruled. This is where you fall. Transfixed. There is no escape. Now you shall perish.
Break a leg! Shower me with praise!
Witness my rise.
Your blood! Yoo-hoo!
Be silent. Night falls. Beware the creatures of the night. Observe. Night falls.
Time to shine! Ding dong!
Shine down! Inazuma shines eternal!
Close your eyes. Night falls. Observe. Close your eyes. Night falls.
Look! The rainbow!
It's a grave situation.
Shower me with praise! Let the world come alive!
Be silent. Do you fear the dark? The night coming.
Ding dong!
Now you shall perish!
Close your eyes. Observe. Do you fear the dark?
Let my name echo in song! This... Lash attack!
Are you quite... Do you fear the dark? Close your eyes. Night falls.
Torn to oblivion!
Be silent. Close your eyes. Night falls.
Ready? Look! You're ready! Oh, really?
Illusion shattered!
Observe. Be silent. Do you fear the dark?
Your journey ends.
Target practice.
Observe. Do you fear the dark?
Lord of Sand.
Shine down! Inazuma shines eternal!
Eeny, miny, mo.
Be silent. Close your eyes.
Where do you think?
Your journey ends here.
Target practice.
Ding dong!
Your sacrifice is ready.
Steady now. Beware the creatures of the night. Be silent. To dust.
Look! The rainbow!
It all adds up. The deception ends here. No more lies.
I'm going in!
Seek within. It all adds up.
Ding dong! Water bomb!
No more lies. The deception ends here.
Teamwork is strength!
Now you shall perish. It all adds up. Can't hide the truth.
Look! The rainbow!
Seek within. It all adds up. Can't hide the truth. It all falls into place.
Eeny, miny, mop.
No more lies. Time to come clean.
Slash it.
The deception ends here. It all adds up. No more lies.
Chew on this. Ding dong. Everybody stand back.
It all adds up. Seek within. It all falls into place. Can't hide the truth.
Slash it.
It all adds up. It all falls into place. No more lies. The mystery unravels. It all adds up.
Ding dong.
No more lies.
What a joke.
Can't hide the truth. The deception ends here. Let's see what you're made of.
Ready? Look, you're ready? I'm going in.
Inazuma shines eternal. No more lies.
Chew on this.
The mystery unravels. Can't hide the truth. No more lies.
Good one.
Can't hide the truth.
Traveler! What is... I've never been anywhere with... I've had my first snowball fight, built my first snowman. Oh, and the comics are a nice surprise. The Soul Blazer saga. I had a great chat with some Natlanese fans earlier. Oh, it really got me inspired. So... Oh, sorry. Let me backtrack a little. Have you ever heard of the Soul Blazer saga? Oh, no! In that case, let me give you this character stand of Fiatena. Oh, she'll be right at home.
so nice and warm. Nothing like the warm sun on a full stomach type road.
Oh, it's been a few days. Still no news. If only he was gone for good.
Hello! You must be the traveler in Paimon? Mr. Flynn has been looking for you. Unfortunately, there's been a serious wild hunt attack over at the quarry. He thinks it's time to regroup and figure out a...
A wild hunt? Oh, uh-oh. Come on, let's go!
Running late again. My strength is gone.
I can barely sense any Kuvaki at all. This...
Looks like his appetite truly is insatiable.
He's not seriously
Everyone's here already.
We've all been on high alert since we split up a few days back, expecting Rerir to strike again, but it's like he just vanished into thin air. No one has seen him nor found any trace of his presence. That is, until this morning, when a ratnik found signs of wild hunt activity while out here on patrol.
And we're sure that Rerir did this. Who else? He's the only one who could pull off a stunt like this.
Kuvaki loss has reached critical levels. Reikir of Solnari set to maximum threat level. Warning, unless de-escalation measures are taken soon, he will pose a threat beyond our ability to contain. The consequences could be catastrophic.
Traveler, do you remember when we encountered Rerir? There wasn't a shred of sanity left. Nothing but madness and rage.
Yeah, didn't he shout out a bunch of names? Then he started raving about how nothing in this world mattered to him. Oh, Paimon gets chills.
Last time we fought, we were already at a disadvantage.
Yeah, if I were him and I wanted more Kuvaki, I'd just take it by force. No point staying in the shadows. Unless something went wrong. His whole resurrection thing didn't exactly go smoothly.
The other thing is, how does someone who's completely lost their mind...
Beats me.
According to certain medical studies, insanity does not always entail a complete loss of rationality. It may be that he is simply living in a world...
That actually sounds about right. He was ranting away to himself the whole time, like he had zero interest in talking to us.
There are many unanswered questions here. He could be right under our noses, and we'd still be in the dark. Besides his name and title, we know little about him. Certainly nothing about his past, or what he might be hoping to achieve.
Exactly. And we wouldn't even know where to begin looking. Even Boss hadn't heard of the Reikir of Solnari before all this. I'd be willing to bet that even if we gathered together every scrap of intel in Nodcry, we still wouldn't find more than, like, 3 useful facts about him.
So, if we do nothing, he'll just keep getting stronger. But if we want to investigate him, we have no idea where to look. Last time we had Marionette and her big robo-buddy to help us, and we still barely held our ground. If we had to face him alone... Oh, Paimon's head hurts just thinking about it. What are we supposed to do against a threat this big?
Well, I do have a little hunch about his next move. Given that he attacked the quarry, I'd say somewhere like the Eye of Crati, or the Pillar of Embla.
A perfectly reasonable hypothesis. However, it is worth noting that these two locations are quite far apart. To investigate them both, we'll need to split up.
I agree, we should split up. Right now, Rarir's goal seems to be gathering Kuvaki, not fighting us directly. Once we're done, let's regroup on Hisi Island.
Wait, why Hisi Island?
If I recall correctly, your largest goddess statue was carved from Kuvaki-rich ore, was it not?
That's right. Yes, it could well be a potential target of his.
Splitting up's always gonna be risky. But I guess we don't have much choice, right? We're in a race against time here. And if we do run into Rear, what then?
That's when you follow the third rule of treasure hunting. Run like the wind.
Didn't you say the third rule was go with the flow?
I don't know. Did I? Anyway, whatever. In this situation, go with the flow means go find backup.
Agreed. If anyone finds so much as a trace of Rarir, do not pursue him. Get out of the area and alert the rest of us as soon as possible. We need to put safety first.
All right, we'd better get moving. Come on, Anefa, let's go.
Loaded.
Any leads?
Nope. Diddly squat. Nope. It feels like we're sitting on a powder keg that could go off at any second. Oh, I hate this feeling. I'd rather face him head on than be left hanging like this.
So, you guys didn't find anything either?
Not loving the word either. How about you, Flints?
I questioned a few Ratniki and eventually narrowed my investigation down to one suspicious individual. But by the time I got to his place, he was already gone. Almost as if he knew someone was on to him. Either that, or he's just extremely cautious and doesn't stay in one place for long.
He's been biding his time for a while now. The question is, where or what is his next target?
No idea. Since regaining his body, he seems to have lost all interest in the fragment in my possession. If he did still want it, he's had plenty of chances to take it.
All we can do now is hope that I know and Anefa turn up some leads. Wait, he's actually here? I didn't mean it! I swear!
No, it's Silver Moon Hall. The Lady Kutar might be in danger.
Let's get over there, quick!
time for questions. Stop him!
This is insane.
Yehuda, get Kutar out of here!
On it.
Look where your feeble light has gotten you. Now, you shall plunge into darkness. Felindus, soon, I will find a way.
Watch out!
Barely made it out of there alive. What's that guy's deal? How'd he get so crazy strong?
He's a threat to this entire nation. I doubt his strength could even be measured by conventional standards.
I have a question. When me and Anefa showed up, we saw him chasing after this lady like he wanted her dead. What was that all about?
We weren't there for the whole thing either. They were already duking it out, but... Yeah, we didn't see how it all started. It all escalated so...
Kutar, can you shed any light on the situation?
Kutar. Cross-checking database. I see. So you're the one that the Frost Moon Scions refer to as the Moon Goddess?
Wait, she's the Moon Goddess?
There are many reasons why people might worship the moon, and just as many why they might despise it. I've never met that person before, but there was no mistaking his deep-seated hostility towards me. Why he holds me in such contempt, I cannot say. But since he hunts the power of the moon, it's...
Kutar.
There are many potential motives. For instance, you help the Traveler escape his grasp. This could be his way of taking revenge. It is also possible that he covets the Kuvaki inside you, and seeks to take it for his own. The list... But, right now, devising a counter-strategy should be our #1 priority. The likelihood of this location being discovered is close to 100%.
A counter-strategy? But we don't stand a chance against an enemy like... Surely our only option is to run. He's not gonna chase us to the end of the world, right? So as long as we can sneak out of Nodcry undetected... No, I can't say that. Come on, Yehuda. This is serious stuff. You can't suggest we all just shit...
Running is our only option.
Huh?
You seem surprised. But what other choice do we have? We are facing an enemy we cannot possibly
Well, I mean, yeah, but still...
It's not too late. I can distract him, so you have plenty of time to...
Wait, what? You're gonna...
Doesn't that make sense? I'm the one he's after. There's no... A coyote doesn't stop for bypassers while it's howling at the moon.
What is it, Loma? The Frost Moon Scions have already grown accustomed to life without their goddess. My presence here is no longer essential, and this is not my home. So you needn't ask me to—
We can't just roll over and let him get away with this. That's not our style.
Yeah, we can't just call it quits after everything we've— Besides, she pretty much saved my life back there. If I just ditched her now, I'd never forgive myself.
We can't overlook that you have saved our lives multiple times now. To talk of returning the favor would be a little crass for my liking. But suffice to say that we are friends. And
Rivier's true objective remains unclear. Even if we were to sacrifice Miss Kutar, there's no guarantee he would stop.
But...
Kutar, I know why you left the Frost Moon Scions so long ago. It was because people started treating prayer as a form of trade. They would make self-centered wishes, force you to accept meaningless offerings in return, and then expect you to perform miracles for them, as if that were their entitlement. If it were me, I might have walked away too. But I believe that time can change everything, and that sometimes it takes losing something precious to appreciate its true worth. After much reflection, I've realized that this was never about whether the Frost Moon Scions need you. Any relationship based on need is purely transactional. What I truly hope is that you'll choose to stay, not out of obligation, but as part of our family. You were born here, and now you've returned. Who knows? Perhaps it was the moonlight that guided you home.
Thank you, Lauma. But my power is on the wane. I'm afraid I will be of little use to you now. Very well then. I'll do as you say.
Both times you saved us, we were transported across great distances in an instant.
It is, but I find it very draining. I barely managed to pull it off just now, and it will be some time before I'm strong enough to do so again. Rejected by the world, my power is dwindling. Like a lake, cut off from its source, slowly shrinking away. Now, it has almost run dry.
What do you mean, rejected by the world?
The 3 moons belonged to the ancient bygone era in which they came into being. From the moment I was born, the world itself has been steadily sapping away at my strength. The 3 moons are not one and the same. As the goddess of the Frost Moon, I cannot wield the powers of the other 2. Yet moonlight has a way of blending together. Each can reflect the other's glow. So when our fingers touched, I was able to restore my strength by drawing Kuvaki from the eternal moon's marrow. But this method of recovery is painfully slow. If only we could find the...
It's the Wild Hunt! Even faster than we expected. We'll have to finish this conversation later.
See how those Wild Hunt creatures are running away from us. They're likely just a scouting party, which means Rerir won't be far behind.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get the heck out of here!
Lush as the moonlight, with one heart, we pray.
Observe.
Oh, they just keep coming! This is driving me nuts!
Rerir's closing in on us. You need to pick up the pace.
There's too many of them! And this time, we can't fall back on Futari's house to escape! This goes on much longer.
Preparing for dusk. Branches aside.
Beware the creatures of the night.
Always there, by the Frostmoon hole.
Ultimatum protocol.
Be silent. Observe. To dust.
Lushes the moon to the everlasting forest.
The long sleep ends.
Cleanup sequence initiated. Annihilation mode.
Leave this place, by the Frostmoon hole.
Close your eyes. Nightfall.
Preparing for dusk up.
The night comes.
The poor last land.
What's the matter? Bit off more than you could chew?
How are you? Uncle Varka! You're back from Amsvartnir? Oh, you're Varka? Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius?
We could save the intros for later. Right now, let's get you all out of this hellhole. Follow me. I know somewhere you'll be safe.
Oh, is that where I think it is?
That's the one. Come on, move! There's no time to waste.
Wow! Where are we? This is so well hidden.
Well, that goes without saying. This is the Knights of Favonius' meeting place in Nodcry, and a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence Network, aka the Black Market of Intel. No matter what faction you're with, it's the place to buy and sell information. Their headquarters are in Nodcry, but they've got contacts in every nation. As an expeditionary force on foreign soil, working with them has offered us the most effective way of getting our hands on reliable local intel. This is where we meet, so naturally, it's secure. Anyway, where were we? Folks from Nodcry should be pretty familiar with me by now. But I believe this is the first time we've met. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Varka, Knight.
We've heard all about you. You look way younger than Paimon expected. But
Well, I'm no spring chicken. Just not showing my age yet. Definitely feeling some of that back pain today, though. Rushed back from Amsvartnir without a wink of sleep, only to get right into another fight with that freshly revived maniac.
Another? You mean you fought him before?
Yep. He wasn't nearly as strong back then, but he was still a formidable foe. I brought some of the knights along to give him a little surprise, but he saw us coming from a mile off. My squad took heavy injuries, and I barely made it out alive myself. We knew it might have been our last chance, so we staked everything on it. But still, it wasn't enough to stop him. I tried tracking him down afterwards, but he didn't leave a trace. Even in his unhinged mental state, he's as cautious as any trained operative. So, I decided to come find you. And as luck would have it, turned up to find you being ambushed by the Wild Hunt. The rest, you already know.
Is that why he's been frantically absorbing Kuvaki these past few days? Because he sees you as a threat?
Maybe I'm part of the equation, but even if I weren't, I'm sure he'd still be gathering power. He's clearly working up towards something.
Note to self. Uncle Varka's strength rating officially upgraded.
Guess it's my turn to ask questions now. So, what exactly has been happening in Nodcry? Why has the Wild Hunt returned in humanoid form? And why is it after you?
That's a long story, but I'll try to make it quick.
Wow, I had no idea so much had happened. Sounds like you guys have really been through it. So, the Kutar is actually a Fatui Harbinger. And all this Wild Hunt activity in Nodcry is the work of the Raker of Solnari, one of the 5 sinners. That's a lot to take in. Need some time to wrap my head around it all.
I'm truly sorry, Mr. Varka. You stood with us against the Wild Hunt and did everything you could to stop it from escalating into a full-blown catastrophe. And then, the one time you're away, it all comes to a head and all your hard work gets undone.
You've got nothing to apologize for, Miss Moonchanter. You can plan 100 steps ahead and still slip up. That's just life. No one knows what tomorrow holds. You can't predict which way the wind will blow next. And, to be perfectly honest, I can't say I'm surprised. For all the times we've defeated the Wild Hunt in the past, we've never been able to completely wipe it out. Turns out, we were just delaying the inevitable. But now that a new variable has come into play, fate may well take a different course.
A new variable? You mean us?
Who else? And in a strange way, I think his resurgence might not be an entirely bad thing. The Wild Hunt is like an unrelenting force of nature, but Rerir is an individual with an agenda. He's gotta have a weak spot somewhere. That said, while I was explaining everything just now, some of the points that Mr. Flint's added caught my attention.
You mean about our mystery ally?
That's right. From what you've said, not only did they lead you straight to some key files, they also shielded Hisi Island from a lethal Kuvaki blast. I don't know who or what could pull something like that off. Heck, even Miss Columbina doesn't have a clue.
I hadn't heard the story about those files. Would you mind repeating their titles for me?
Wild Hunt Phenomena Log, a Nodcryan Ratnik's Field Journal, and Kuvaki Survey Log.
Oh. No. Still doesn't...
Another dead end. Guess all we can do now is hope that our mystery ally keeps showing up when we most need them. Still, it's safest to assume they won't be intervening again. From here on out, we'll have to resolve this crisis by ourselves. Your intel also explains something else I've been wondering about. The reason I led my team to Amsfarnir was because we'd had reports about a possible source of the Wild Hunt showing up there. But once we looked into it, it turned out to be a red herring. I don't know who was behind it, but clearly, it served its purpose. I doubt it's by chance that he happened to make his comeback while my attention was diverted. And from everything you told me, it sounds like his scheming began well before his return. So maybe luring me away was all a part of his plan. But is it even possible that he orchestrated all of this by himself? The Moon Maiden and the Raker of Solnari. Nodcry of all places. The way everything is unfolding, it can't be a coincidence.
So, what do we do now? Got any ideas?
Right now, we've got at least 3 things to consider. Let's go through them one by one. First, we need to figure out how to take down Rerir. If we can't beat him in a straight-up fight, the rest won't even matter. To my knowledge, the bulk of Nodcry's fighting force is already gathered here. But even with everyone united, we're still no match for Rerir in his current state, let alone with his power still growing.
What if there was a way to tap into a new power of our own?
How so?
Have you thought of something, Columbina?
3 moons once watched over this world. The Eternal Moon was the largest. The Frost Moon was the brightest. And the Iridescent Moon was the most mysterious. They say that back then, the 3 moon goddesses wielded immense power. Enough to shape the workings of the world. I now bear the Frost Moon's power, and and the Eternal Moon's marrow resides within the Traveler.
Hold on. Are you suggesting...
The iridescent moon. The last piece in the puzzle.
That's right. If we can find the iridescent moon's marrow, I will be able to regain my strength much more quickly.
The 3 moons are said to stir the tides and illuminate all things. Perhaps they hold further secrets beyond our understanding.
According to my analysis, the solution is feasible. However, it is subject to one major condition. How do we locate the iridescent moon's marrow?
I know a way, but we will need to visit the Fatui's Experimental Design Bureau.
The Experimental Design Bureau? Are you sick?
Yes. I must speak with Sandrone.
It's a long way from here to the Experimental Design Bureau. There's a high chance you'll be spotted. You shouldn't go alone.
Then that's settled. Next up, our second priority. As you saw for yourselves, when he was still in his wild hunt form, everything he did was for the sake of recovering his body and resurrecting himself. His first act since then, after laying low for a while, was to try and assassinate this young lady. People's obsessions often reveal their greatest vulnerabilities. There must be a reason why he despises the moon so deeply. Perhaps it sheds some light on his title, the Raker of Solnar. The Wild Hunt has plagued Notcry for centuries now. If we want to stop it for good, we have to get to the root cause of what's driving.
It's true. We still know very little about him. If Kuthar hadn't given us that lead, we wouldn't even know his name.
But where would we even start? I doubt even the Intel Queen of Notcry has a clue. And she has info coming out of her ear.
Oh? That's a rather hasty conclusion for someone who's so painstakingly meticulous when it comes to...
Ah, she heard me.
Boss! What are you doing here?
I'm now asking myself the same question. I received a letter from a humble knight of Favonius, requesting a meeting to discuss a major business deal. But it looks like this humble knight had something else in...
Details. Miss Neffer, the important thing is that you've arrived at the perfect time. Since his failed ambush, I've been racking my brains trying to come up with a plan to fight Rerir. Given the severity of the situation, I think it's fair to say that our only chance lies in uniting as one. And I'm talking all the factions in Notcry. We can't do this without the Curatorium, but I knew it'd be a tough job to win you over. So, I took the liberty of reaching out for a little chat.
Wait a sec. How did you even hear about this place, Neffer? Didn't you say this is meant to be the Knights of Favonius' meeting spot? And a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence Network? And...
You really think he could have gotten settled in Notcry without my help? Besides, I'm the one running this gig. Of course I know where the meeting place is.
Allow me to introduce the current head of the Northern Intelligence Network. If it's intel you're after, she's your woman. Pretty much seen and heard it all.
Please spare me the flattery. Let's cut to the chase. Seems like you've run into some trouble, huh? Well, this certainly qualifies as an unforeseen crisis. On behalf of the Curatorium of Secrets, I wish you all the best of luck.
So you're just going to sit this one out?
Why should I get involved? What could possibly be in it for me?
What if we told you we can't do...
Oh? Then I'd say, you'd better make it worth my...
I can't put a price on something like this. It's just not in my nature. But then again, you and I have always been polar opposites, and if you insist on compensation, I will pay you. Consider this a formal commission.
You just don't give up, do you? Too bad. I know you well enough to know you can't afford my prices. The riskier the job, the more it'll cost. And a Moonchanter's stipend isn't exactly generous. Unless you're planning to start passing the donation box around among the faithful.
Boss, just a thought. If they come up short, maybe you can take the difference out of my next few paychecks. Things got really dangerous during the fight with Rerir. If this girl hadn't saved me, I'd be ley line fodder by now. If there's any way we can make this work, I'd really like to help her. Please?
This is why I'm always telling you never accept favors. They are the hardest debts to. You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all kinds of misfortune. Very well. Yehoda, I will help. But just this once. Don't count on this happening again. Flins, that fragment that Rerir was after, do you still have it on you?
Of course.
Let me borrow it. I need it to follow up on some leads.
Wait, you actually have some leads?
Shh. This is top secret information.
I get it. We all have things we'd rather keep to ourselves. Plus, I know we can count on you. So we'll leave the intel gathering in your hands. And that brings me to the third and final item. We need to find a way to distract him. We need time to make our move, so someone will have to stall him. I'm in for this part, no matter what. Anyone coming with?
Count me in too.
Come off it, you two. Quit playing heroes. I'm way ahead of you here. Nefa did a scan of the Moon Goddess's Kuvaki signature, and we're gonna use it to make some decoys over at the Kramkake craft shop. Anyone who's in, follow me. Once they're ready, we'll deploy the decoys across Nogcry. So as long as the rest of you keep moving, he won't catch on to your scent and won't be able to track you down.
I like it.
No biggie.
All right then, we'll split into 3 teams. Once your team has finished their mission, return here and wait for the others. Dismissed!
Lady Damselette. Wait, and you two? What are you doing at the Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau? We've been doing our best to mind our own business lately. But if you're just gonna waltz up here like this, you're seriously pressing.
You really think that's gonna scare us off?
We're not looking for any trouble. I just want to see Zandrone.
Do I need to remind you that you're still a wanted fugitive for deserting us? Out of consideration for our former ties and the crisis we're all up against. We'll let you leave in one piece. But don't eat.
Let them in.
But...
Are you going to make me repeat that?
No, my lady.
Zandrone seems to be in a good mood. Must be maintenance day.
So tell me, to what do I owe the honor this time? Actually, before you answer that, just so we're clear, we're not colleagues anymore, Columbina. I don't owe you.
I promise it's nothing big.
It seems like you've gotten the wrong idea here. The only reason I let you in was because I was bored. It seemed like a way to kill some time and satisfy whatever miscalculations I may or may not have made in the past. I haven't lost the plot enough to even consider sticking my neck out for your sake.
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino.
What?
Huh? You mean...
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino. Is she in Nodcry?
No, she's not. Once the work on this facility was completed, she went back with the Rooster and Regrator. The only ones in Nodcry are me and... What is it you need to speak to her about?
Rerir is hunting me. If I'm going to face him, I must first retrieve the lost moon. Is that a no, then?
As if I need reminding. I was this close to settling things with him before someone decided to whisk me away to their weird little garden.
Have you held any tea parties lately?
Tea parties? Yeah, obviously. You don't seriously think we'd pack it all in just because you aren't here. If anything, they've been more eventful than ever. Just me, Arlecchino, and a bunch of insolent and sensitive guests who won't—
I bet you served them the worst tea you have. Just like you used to do to me when—
Who cares about how good the tea is when there's no one around to drink it? I keep losing people. First Rosaline, now you. I'm running out of people who can make me laugh. Honestly, what could be more ridiculous than the multi-centenarian goddess, who's only ever had the plain herbal tea she received as offerings?
You'd always brew a different type of tea for me each time. Was it really just to see how I'd react?
Well, duh. Why else? Watching you squirm was practically my only form of entertainment. Oh, yeah. And Capitano sometimes used to bring Tartaglia around, too. But I guess we won't be seeing him again. Well, I guess we are overdue for a get-together. Polonia! Have Favronia pass a message to Arlecchino for me. It's time for tea. Will suffice.
Pass along a message for me, too, if you would. My body cannot contain the marrow of 2 moons, so I'll be leaving one of them in her care.
Excuse me? Who said you were on the guest list? If my tea meant that much to you, maybe quitting the Fatui wasn't your back when you were under the Tsaritsa's protection. No one would have dared come at you so openly.
But that protection didn't come for free. In fact, I paid dearly for it. At the end of the day, it was just another transaction. I just got tired, that's all. I never wanted any part in their grand ambitions, and I've had enough of being treated like a bottomless supply of power. It brings back memories from the old days, when I was still worshipped as the moon goddess. Centuries on, it may be a different group of people, but I see the same group.
I figured you'd leave eventually. You didn't have as much of a reason to stay as I do. The Tsaritsa gave you shelter and protection, but that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. Meanwhile, the Fatui demanded everything from you in return, until it was more than you could bear. I get why you left. And frankly, I have no interest in dragging you back just because the higher-ups told me to. But if you keep hanging around with this riffraff, the next time we cross paths, we might be enemies for real. Guess that's— that might be your plan. But it sounds like someone else wants you to stay— Huh? What? Listen.
My lady, it's the Wild Hunt. A horde of monsters is headed
Another uninvited guest trying to crash my tea party. Clear the area! I'll handle this. Wait, what? You want us to leave you here by yourself? You'll be lucky to make it out of this alive. You really think you can afford to worry about me? Go on, get out of here! You may have stopped Polonia from crushing him last time, but I've made sure that won't happen again. The entire Experimental Design Bureau is rigged for war. Stay and watch if you want, but it'll be at your own risk. You're not— Don't tell me what to do! Look, if you're leaving, make it quick, or you'll just get in my way. There's a secret— Stare all you want, Columbina. You're not getting another invitation.
I know. But thank you anyway.
This is exactly why you shouldn't hang around with those people. All their melodrama and sentimental nonsense is rubbing off on you. Come on then, Mr. Ray here. Let's pick up where we left off. It's your Wild Hunt monstrosities versus my beautiful creations. Let's see who comes... Polonia! Get him! I've upgraded Polonia again since our last encounter, and uploaded every last scrap of your data. So let's finish this once and for...
She's not here. Where did she go?
Hey! Over here, you big...
Curse it. Moon. Go. Keep searching. She cannot have gotten...
So this is your method for investigating Rarir's past? It almost looks like some kind of...
Good deduction. But it's quite a different affair from what you're used to with the Frost Moon Scions.
Whoa! First time I've ever been in here. Boss always said it was off limits, so I pictured some... Oh, I guess this must be Sumero decor? That's where Boss is from. And that nice shopkeeper who sold me my treasure
I'm not sure exactly what you've got planned, but it looks like...
Whenever we wish. But for some reason, I've got a feeling this isn't going to end well. I've never faced Rarir myself, but from what you've told me, his power is beyond... I, on the other hand, am just an ordinary businesswoman. Our paths should never have crossed, yet here I am, forced to make an enemy of him.
If you ask me, you're about as far from ordinary as it gets. So what are you saying? You're getting...
Once I take a job, there's no backing out. Still, I have to ask myself if the power I'm relying on will even work on an opponent of this caliber, and also how to make sure I come out of this alive if things spiral out of control. Death is the one thing we can take for granted. It is the great equalizer, however fortunate or unfortunate we may otherwise be. So it's important to consider how to spend what lifespan we have left.
Come on, boss. Lighten up. Quit talking about death. It's bad luck.
For once, I agree with you. When you're up against a foe like Rarir, there's no such thing as being too prepared. Is there anything I can do to help?
That won't be necessary. I've already made up my mind. Time to cash in a precious favor I've been saving for a rainy day. Yehoda, I need you to find someone for me. The sooner the better.
Find who?
That shady merchant who sold you an overpriced treasure compass the other day.
Come on, boss. You're pulling my leg again. In what way is she shady? She showed up when I was completely lost and sold... Anyway, I know who you're talking about. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
What's happening? I genuinely can't run.
Hey, aren't...
What is it? What's the big rush? You dragged me out of a dream where I was literally swimming in Mora. I'm charging double my usual attendance fee. See, look how easygoing she is. After that rude awakening, she could have completely snapped at us. But instead, she kept...
Dori Sangama Bay? I never would have pictured you two doing business together.
If you want to make it big in Nodcry, it's all about connections. Lady Nefer just so happens to have a lot of intel that interests me. And she also... It was back when I first arrived in Nodcry. My trusty assistant, the genie in my lamp, had an adverse reaction to the Kuvaki and fainted. And when you know it, that's when I suddenly find myself in a life-or-death situation. Good thing my compatriot was there to swoop in and save the day. I've been giving her a 30% discount off all of my goods ever since. Now, so that no one here feels left out, I'm willing to extend a 20% discount to fellow friends of BossNet, plus any other friends you send my way will enjoy 10% off. What can I say? The great Lord Sangama Bay is nothing if
if not generous. So, let me guess. You've run into some trouble? I've got everything you could possibly need. And the more you buy, the more
You guessed correctly. What have you got in the way of survival gear?
The one type of gear I've never been short on. What are you looking for? A jetpack fresh from the Academia's labs? An ancient suit of armor, dredged up from the bottom of the sea? At the very least, I need to know what kind of opponent you're dealing with here. If even you're worried about staying alive, it must be pretty
What if I told you it's someone with the power to bring a nation to its knees?
Is that so? Then we really are talking top-shelf treasures. I don't have...
You're
a powerful woman, make no mistake. I can't reveal her identity, but luckily for you, I hear she's planning to visit Notcry in the near future. If you're willing to wait, I can ask her when she's here. Can't say...
Then let me put it another way. What would you do if you encountered an enemy like that? Roll over and serve yourself up on a silver platter?
Of course not! I have a handy little trinket from one of my generous suppliers, which... Hold on. What exactly are you getting at? No, this is for...
Let's just say I'm borrowing it, all right? Just for insurance purposes. Favors are the worst kind of debt to owe, and now you've got a chance to repay one. A win-win.
Fine. You can borrow it for 5 days. No, make that 3. And for every extra hour after that, I'm charging you 1,000,000 mora. Deal?
Deal.
What a way to start the day. Now, was there anything else you wanted? Or can I go back to bed now?
That will be all. Take care now. Don't trip up on your way back, friend.
See you later! You're my favorite shopkeeper.
Excellent. Everything is well and truly ready. The ceremony can now begin. After initiating the ceremony, your minds will follow me wherever I go. You will see many strange things in your mind's eye. So remember, don't be frightened, and don't make a sound. Now then, let us peer into the Raker of Solnari's past. I made it. I don't recognize this style of architecture. Must be Conrian. Simple furnishings, table and chairs. It's a more ordinary house than I might have expected. Looks like the fearsome Raker of Solnari came from surprisingly humble beginnings. Unless this passed for luxury in Conria. Unlikely. It was said to be a very prosperous nation in its heyday. Anyway, I'll keep exploring.
Hi, Rivier. Since you're working extra hours tonight, I thought I'd keep myself busy by checking out that new kebab shop. I've heard good things about their menu. I'll test it out, and if it's as good as everyone's saying, let's go back together sometime. P.S. New stash from the Universitas Magistrorum. I brought some goodies home. A few teacups and a pin rack. Hope you like them.
They didn't sign their name, but they must have been close. Sounds like they were living together.
I went over to Joseph's for drinks today. They have a fine collection, but I went alone. Felindis was tied up with something and couldn't make it. Joseph asked why I came alone, but I didn't really have an answer. He then went on to ask about other things. If you ask me, someone who asks that many personal questions is too nosy for their own good. But if he invites me again, chances are I'd still go.
The Lindis. That's the same name Rerir mentioned.
Grain imports keep falling. If things don't pick up, we'll soon be back to meat and mushrooms only. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that new type of mushroom everyone's been into lately. Didn't it start out as a lab-grown variety? I heard it's even mildly corrosive. Seriously, why would you even eat something like that? I don't care if it's an impressive feat of alchemy. That just isn't the kind of thing I like to eat.
Grain has to be imported, and they're eating a diet of mostly meat and mushrooms. Could it be because Conria is underground, so it doesn't get much sunlight? That would explain why they use so much stone in their buildings. They even use alchemically modified strains for food. Seems like the people of Conria don't have many options when it comes to dining.
I've just about saved up enough now. Time to buy it and keep it somewhere safe.
Making a big purchase. I wonder what it is. He really is a professional. No wonder he's so good at covering his tracks. Despite what he's become, it seems like he's retained certain habits, at least in this regard. Did Rerir rip it out himself?
Before I met you, I was convinced that my heart was nothing more than a stagnant pool. The burial place of a fallen moon. A withered, windless grove where the waters rested forever unrippled. It was you who helped me see that my heart hadn't entirely withered away. That it could still beat to the rhythm of love.
This is just trivial sentimentality from the looks of it. Why would he go to the trouble of hiding that? The burial place of a fall...
Rerir, over here.
Dane! Oh, and, Vedelfin here? What a surprise to see you here, sir.
Hello there, Rerir. You need not address me so formally outside of court.
He doesn't get that much free time, so I invited him over for a drink. Even the court prophet deserves a break every now and then.
Well, I'm flattered.
So, what are we discussing today?
Hey, don't look at me. As far as I see it, we don't need an excuse to have a few drinks.
Come on, don't give us that. Didn't you say you were about to pop the big question? How's that coming along?
Who'd have thought the great Twilight Sword was an even greater gossip?
I just didn't expect you to be the first one to settle down and get married, that's all.
Yeah. If you told me that a few years ago, I wouldn't have believed you either.
So, are you planning to come clean about your job then? I'm guessing you still haven't told her.
Sure, I'll have to tell her at some point. But I'll need to pick the right time and place. To be honest, I have no idea how she'll take it.
Come on, stop being such a pessimist. For all you know, she could be thrilled. I bet she'll be much more impressed by your actual job than the one she thinks you're doing now. A member of the King's Guard. Quite the cover story. Does the king himself even know?
Of course he does. Anyway, enough about me. How have you been?
Me? Same old, nothing much to... Huh? What's up, Ved?
It's nothing.
Vedifulnir. Dainslift's elder brother. renowned throughout the court of Conria as the Visionary, and said to possess a wisdom far beyond the reach of any ordinary man. And yet, despite the gulf between us, he seems to have something to say about me. Does he even know me? Does he see me as a friend of his brother, or just another of the Vinster King's blades? Why did he react so strongly? Was it really to do with what we were talking about?
Brown, curly hair and brooding blue eyes. So this is what perfectly normal. No different from anyone else. As frightening as this monster is in the present, there's something even more...
Felindis? You're back early.
Our equipment's being serviced today, so I got off earlier than usual. How's your day? Aw, why the long face? Is something the matter?
Went for a drink with Dane and the others after work.
Isn't that a good thing?
Vediflunir showed up today, too. You know, Dainsleif sold.
Ah, Mr. Vediflunir. Yes, I've heard of him. They say that everything he says ends up coming true.
He overheard Dainsleif mention that I'd recently proposed, and seemed to have an issue with it. But when I asked what it was, he kept it to himself.
So, you're worried? You can be such a child sometimes, Revier. We're nobodies. Why would the Visionary be concerned about us? I'm sure someone in his position has much bigger fish to fry.
Maybe you're right.
You worry too much, Revier. We've been together for ages now, and everything's been going so well, has it not? You've even proposed to me.
So, you do remember. Tell me then. What's your answer?
Like I said, I need some time to decide. You can't just rush into things like this. We may be nobodies in the grand scheme of things, but if we want things to work out, we've still got...
All right. Take your time. Just don't keep me waiting for... Nobodies. Sounds about right. In the eyes of people like Vediflunir and Dainsleif, what do we matter? Can someone whose gaze is so fixed on a far-flung future even see the present clearly? Besides, the dynasty's fate rests with the king and his inner circle. Whatever I do, it won't make much difference. Meanwhile, every idea they come up with and every decision they make, it affects everything. These days, the king is lost in his research, and the purge of the Crimson Moon bloodline grows ever more intense. The opposition tried to speak out, but nothing came of it. And I'm under no illusions as to why. Because we eliminated them and got rid of their bodies. A man can have 1,000 reasons to carry a sword, but there are few good excuses to use it. Yet the king has never even considered a gentler approach, and he never will. What becomes of someone who kills on another's behalf? Can he ever find true peace? Felindis? It's nothing. You were right. Fate has never smiled upon nobodies like us. But by the same token, there's no reason we can't keep living happily together, cherishing the simple joys of each day.
See? You just need to stay positive. I can feel your warmth, your breath. You're right there, right by my side. Just seeing you makes me happy in a way I can't explain. That's better. Getting caught up about things like this will only ruin our evening. Speaking of which, all set for the ball tonight? I need to go get ready.
You go ahead. I just have a few things to take care of, then I'll come join you.
Even busier than the big shots, huh? Fine, I'll go get started. But don't be late. If you keep me waiting too long, I won't be a happy bunny.
Relax. I'll be... Seriously, though, you drive a hard bargain. You're really gonna leave my proposal hanging and still expect me to take you to the ball?
Well, that goes without saying. I already told everyone I'd be coming with a dance partner. Besides, they're two completely different things. Let's take it one thing at a time, all right?
All right. Quite outfitted.
It seems like Rerir was deliberately hiding his ties to the intelligence services by giving the impression that he was just an ordinary member of the Vinster King's Guard. He clearly doesn't want his would-be fiancée to know about his other life. Then again, that's hardly surprising. People in the intelligence trade rarely do. Who'd have thought we were in the same line of work? Let's dig a little deeper.
Our last operation was a resounding success, and all thanks to you, Rayhir of Solnari. In total, we apprehended 32 dregs of the Crimson Moon, and 67 accomplices.
After all these years since the dynasty's fall, so many of them still linger on.
Indeed, it cannot be denied. Yet it was destiny that the Crimson Moon should be overcome by the eclipse, and that His Majesty, the all-seeing Vinster King, now guides our nation on the path to prosperity. Conria has no further need for a dead moon. But alas, there will always be those who refuse to see the truth, choosing instead to romanticize the past.
That's not entirely true. Much about the Crimson Moon era was worthy of remembrance. And that's exactly why they keep trying to see it restored. Many of its secrets remain unsolved to this day. As it happens, that's precisely the field of study my partner is devoted to.
You still haven't told her what you really do for a living.
Where would I even start? How do you tell someone that you're one of the king's hand-picked executioners? That your hands are steeped in blood?
You didn't choose this life, any more than I did. Orphans like us don't get a say.
But I'll sure as heck be the one to pay for it. Speaking of which, we need to be more rigorous in the way we identify direct descendants of the Crimson Moon. Someone, it seems, has strong opinions about my future plans. Most likely my marriage in particular. I have a feeling that we may soon become targets of the Crimson Moon's retribution.
Your concerns are not unfounded. They've taken out many of our colleagues these past few years, and for that very reason. These are no helpless lambs we're leading to the slaughter. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. Take care, Rayhir of Solnari. I look forward to toasting you at your wedding.
Thanks, Thorkel. You look after yourself, too. Thelindis, I never wanted to keep this from you. You're the last person I would ever want to lie to. But that's exactly why I can't tell you everything. There are things you shouldn't know. Things you cannot. The moonlit dynasties are a thing of the past. Yet even now, with the sun shining high in the sky, there are those who would call forth a dead moon's ghost. Could that be why Vedalfnir held back? Or was it because of some court secret he's not at liberty to share? I have to get a clear answer from him. No matter what happens.
Rerir seems to be very concerned by Vedalfnir's reaction. Vedalfnir and Dainsleif, the Visionary and Twilight Sword. So that's what they were really like. I've investigated this whole area now. There doesn't seem to be any other memories here. Should I try somewhere else? Wait a second. What's this black smoke?
So, he's late after all. Just you wait, Rerir. You're in for it. Big time.
Are you waiting for someone, ma'am? Could I tempt you into buying some flowers?
Oh, sure.
Thank you. But I'm afraid not.
For someone so young,
I'm only telling the truth. Look me in the eyes. May we have a word in private?
Who are you? And what do you want?
It doesn't matter who I am. Too many of our kind have fallen lately, so I decided to take the risk of reaching out. Not long ago, the Ray here of Solnari led an assault on one of our strongholds. We suffered many casualties, and many who—
Sorry, I don't know why you're telling me this. And I don't want to get involved.
Wait, hear me out. This time we finally got a clear look at his face and learned his true identity. His name is Rarier, and he claims to be one of the King's guards.
What did you say?
A cruel irony, isn't it? The man you're set to marry leads a double life as a brutal executioner. But surely, you must have caught a whiff of the blood on his hands.
Why are you telling me?
Simple.
How strange. Rarier was nowhere to be seen in that memory. It clearly belonged to the Lindis. Rarier couldn't possibly know what happened if he wasn't even there. Why would her memories appear in his fragment? The ceremony won't last much longer. I think it's time to call it a...
So that was your doing? Did you just pull us inside Rarier's fragment?
Any more questions, and I'll have to start charging.
I had no idea you could do that, boss! Seriously! I gotta admit, though, I'm itching to see what happens next. Feels like—
I'm just as curious as you are. But the ceremony only allows for limited time inside. That's all we can see for now. Luckily, we managed to learn quite a lot.
So far, so good. I just hope the others are doing okay, too. Especially the group with the Traveler. Their mission is a risky one. Let's hope it's all going smoothly.
If you're worried about them, go see how they're doing.
if I know boss, she's gonna need some time to write up all the details and make sure it's all coherent. I'll stay behind to lend a hand, but feel free to head back and meet up with the others.
Into the shadows. Ready.
crops back in the orchard are loving this weather.
Into the shadows. Bring it! Let the mountains may spoil!
Let the world collide!
There's a lot of good stuff in here. Want to split it? Just kidding. You can take it.
Evil lurks. Shoot on sight. Yoo-hoo! Bring it. Letting great dreams echo. Let's roll. Kapow! Smash down. Ready. A stroke of good luck. And a very welcome one. I trust you have packed ample...
Yeah! Skyward! Yeah! Skyward! Yeah! Skyward!
Make way for the...
Shower me with praise! Let my name echo
Hunt them down. A stroke of good luck, and a very welcome one. First to find gets to stake their claim. Seems fair.
Your name.
They might not have seen us yet, but that's never. If they spot us, they'll run straight back to Rear. Guess you're right. Quick, hide! We almost got spotted. Phew, that was a close call. Watch out! They're coming this way! Keep going. We're nearly there. This is the final hurdle. Oh, there's no end to these things!
Fire.
Fire? Wait, what's that smell? Oh no! There's a fire!
Sandrone was right. You look weak, Columbina. The old you would never have let such lowly creatures bar your way. Word has it that you did something for the Tsaritsa, and that's why you've lost most of your power. Freedom comes at a heavy price, doesn't it?
It's Arlecchino!
Hello again, Columbina. And greetings, guests of the House of the Hearth.
It's been a while.
Stupid right here of stupid Solnari. Whatever. I've got all the data I need. Next time we meet, you're finished. He sure doesn't pull his punches.
Excuse me, do you need...
You can do me a favor by staying out of my way. Wait a minute.
Hello, Miss Sandrone.
How considerate of her. Hey, Fremine, get over here and help me fix this. Lenny, you do your thing. Just keep your sister away from my machines. Nearly every machine that cat girl touches ends up going haywire. Go put her on cleaning duty or something.
Then let's start downstairs. Fremine, we'll leave this place to you. You've got it.
Wait a second. Pretty sure there's still some tea in the cupboard. If you want some, you'll have to make it yourself.
Let the mountain's veins boil! Into the shadows. First to find gets to stake their claim. Seems fair.
Yeah! Skyward!
Moving.
Letting crave names echo!
Into the shadows. If these items are unclaimed, we may take them without controversy.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
It's a relief to see you all made it back in one piece.
Huh? Feels...
I returned ahead of them.
Boss is still wrapping things up on her end. She sent...
I see. But first, who do we have here?
Greetings. I was in...
Surely it can't be.
Those eyes. Oh, where have I seen them before?
The only Arlecchino I know is the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers. So either you share a pretty uncommon name, or you're more than just a tea party.
You're well informed, Grandmaster. A man from Mondstadt living all the way out here in Nodcry, and yet the people and affairs of Snezhnaya seem to hold a special place.
Oh, the feeling's mutual. Sounds like you know all about who I am.
A Fatui Harbinger.
The atmosphere in here just got really tense. Guess we can't just start trusting Fatui Harbingers.
I must admit, though, I'm a little curious. Seeing as the moon goddess no longer belongs to the Fatui, what makes you so willing to put your neck on the line here?
Nor does Nodcry belong to Mondstadt, Mr. Varka. Yet still, you're fighting for it all the same. Things don't always have to have a tangible payoff. Sometimes, stopping things from spiraling out of control is a higher priority than chasing the spoils of victory. Of course, I can't say there's nothing in it for me at all. But that's between Columbina and myself.
Forgive me. I don't mean to doubt you. It's just that the Fatui really have been the source of many of our... We have our own way of doing things here in Nodcry. But ever since they arrived,
I know there's been a lot of bad blood between us in the past. I've done my utmost to avoid friction whenever I could. But sometimes fundamental conflicts of interest simply can't be settled amicably. That's why I'm here solely in a personal capacity. This has nothing to do with the Fatui. As a gesture of good faith, I'll be frank. I can help Columbina track down the iridescent moon's marrow, which will help her restore more of her power. Anyway, what else is on the agenda? Let's begin.
She says she'll be frank, then completely skips over the details. Looks like she doesn't want to give away too many secrets after all, but she clearly wants to change the subject. It'd be awkward if I tried to bring it up again now. I guess we'll just have to go along with it. She's the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers after all. One look and you can tell she's not someone...
Well, since Miss Arlecchino sounds confident in her ability to handle that, we'll proceed to the next topic. Yehoda, time to share that top-secret intel.
All right, listen up, everyone. First, we now know that Rerir was originally a Conrian secret agent whose primary mission was to hunt down and assassinate the so-called Dregs of the Crimson Moon.
The Dregs of the Crimson Moon?
Mm-hmm. In the memories, there was a lot of talk about the Crimson Moon and Eclipse, and a whole bunch of other stuff from the time of Conria.
To my knowledge, those were the names of two different Conrian dynasties long, long ago. It is said that the people of Conria worshipped the Crimson Moon, drawing a mysterious power from its reflection. But one day, a coup saw the Crimson Moon eclipsed, hence the name of the new dynasty that replaced it, and how it became the new emblem of Conria.
Still, long after the Crimson Moon dynasty had fallen, the last ruler of the Eclipse dynasty, the Vinster King, still coveted the secrets it left behind. So, he sent the Rehir of Solnari to secretly hunt down the Crimson Moon's few remaining followers. In those days, Rerir showed no signs of madness. In fact, he was as normal as any other person. Oh, and he had a fiancé, or at least a would-be fiancé, called Tholindis. What's the matter?
Verfnir, Rheindaughter, Flinders.
Interesting. Anything else? What about this would-be fiancé of his? Do we know anything about her?
Well, she was a researcher at the Universitas
Oh, and one more thing. For some reason, Rerir's fragment also contains some of Tholindis' memories, though only a very small portion.
Well, no shortage of potential leads, I'll give you that. In any case, it sounds like we can conclude that while Tholindis was still around, Rerir appeared to be lucid and quite normal. Tholindis, it seems, must have been the one thing in this world that he couldn't let go of. Tell me though, were these pure-blood Conrians we're talking about here?
Why do you need to know that? Hold on. If she was a pure-blood Conrian... Oh yeah! Just like how it was with the captain!
If we could somehow find her, do you think there's any chance Rerir might regain some of his sanity?
It's possible, but it would take a miracle. We can't pin all our hopes on that. That merchant who Nefer knows, Dori Sangama Bay. Maybe we could hire her to look into...
All right then. Let's keep working in our separate teams. Traveler, Paimon, Kutar, and Miss Arlecchino will go look for the iridescent moon's marrow. As for the others...
On the way over here, I noticed that the wild hunt monsters had grown even more frenzied in their search for Kutar. At this rate, the people living here will be in grave danger too. So I'm thinking of gathering together some of our followers.
I'll head back to the curatorium and meet up.
Feels good knowing we've all got something to be getting on with. Given that the wild hunt has been a lot more active lately, the Lightkeepers have likely begun their own operations too. If that is the case, someone will need to pass the news on to Flint. I'll hold the fort for now. Then discuss our next move with Flint's, Aino, and Anefa when they get back.
All right then!
Well, the clock's ticking. If that's everything, we'll be on our way.
We'd better get moving too. We'll try to buy you as much time as we can.
Relax. Just do your thing. I decided to call in some backup since things are getting so hairy. Our reinforcements should be here any minute. Stay safe, everyone.
We're back. Did we get here a little...
A tad late. The others have already set off. To summarize, everything going smoothly on your end?
Not great. I don't know how long we can stall them for. The decoy... I'm gonna make some more later, but I need a timeout first. I'm so tired right... Oh, right! Inefa, could you fill in Uncle Varka on what we just discussed with Flint?
Sure. Uncle Varka, you previously told us about how when you went to investigate a source of the wild hunt in Amsvartnir, but according to Flint's intel, several outbreaks of the wild hunt had already occurred and that was before Rerir had regained his body, when he was far from regaining his full strength. In other words, in theory at least, he still lacked the means to act in two places at once.
Flint's, with everything that's been happening, the Lightkeepers across Nodcry are rallying to fight back against the wild hunt. They're gonna need... I know, I'm sure you're capable of coming up with something far more effective than decoys. But for now, You should stay here and get some rest. And Effa and I will head back over to Amsfartnir to see if there's anything I missed.
I told you Uncle Varka would say that, didn't I? A deal's a deal. Not a word about my snack intake for the next week.
Database updated. Reliability of Aino's predictions
What does that mean?
They were betting on how you'd respond after hearing.
It's the obvious choice, isn't it? That's hardly worth betting on.
We already decided that Anefa should go investigate the situation over at Amsfartnir on her own. You might as well stay here and someone needs to hang back and oversee our strategy meetings. And besides, you still haven't fully recovered from it.
So I've ended up with the easiest assignment.
Here, this will serve as a good spot to cross.
Arlecchino, hold up a second. Since you brought, we still haven't got the.
Simple. Because I am an inheritor of the royal bloodline of the Crimson Moon.
Huh? Are you serious? Isn't you're a descendant of that Crimson Moon dynasty?
Your surprise is understandable. I was also taken aback when I first learned of it, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized. When I was young, I discovered I could wield a very special kind of fire. It coursed like blood through my veins and smoldered away inside my nerves. What's more, whenever I experienced strong bursts of emotion or drew too deeply on this power, it was like some kind of presence within the fire would begin to gnaw away at me. Exactly. That is why my hands are like this too. At first, I saw it only as a curse. But once I became a harbinger, the jester apprised me of the truth. Together with my own investigations over the past few years, there are several things that I have gradually come to For instance, take the so-called Crimson Moon. In truth, it is nothing more than the shattered remnants of the iridescent moon, fused with the abyss to prolong its lifespan. Since this blood flame was bestowed upon me by the Crimson Moon, it is a fusion of the iridescent moon's former power and the corruption of the abyss. You all understand the nature of the abyss well enough. I draw upon its power, and in return, it hungers for my soul. This strange blackness is the mark of corruption it has left behind.
If I recall correctly, you once told me that if the corruption ever made it to your heart, you'd become a completely different...
Yes. And that's the reason I'm always careful not to push my power too far. Anyway, the rest of my story can wait. Is there anything else about the Crimson Moon or the Iridescent Moon that you're
Paimon has a question. So, the Crimson Moon that the Kari... Does that mean that the Karians were to the Crimson Moon as the Frost Moon Scions are to the...
So much of that history has been lost. We have no way of knowing exactly what they were like. But I would suspect that the Conrians weren't as devout in their moon worship. Later on, perhaps someone discovered... Still, even with the dark...
The first time we met, I sensed something familiar when I looked at you. I felt I could see that mysterious red...
Well, I appreciate that you kept it to yourself. Much about the Crimson Moon is still a mystery, and I'd prefer not to end up as the object of an insane Anyway, time is against us here, so if there's any other I just want to make sure...
That's right. The iridescent moon is already part of who you are. So with its marrow...
Deal. Then let's get started.
Get what started?
When I first became a harbinger, the jester gave me a book called You should be able to buy a copy next time you're in Fontaine. It's a love story set in the Crimson Moon era. In the Crimson Moon era, or so the story goes, there was an orphanage that received children from beyond...
Beyond the bounds of this world? For real?
The Crimson Moon sages looked beyond this world for beings with powers that surpassed the gods. They made these children crawl up a fireplace and kept asking them, "Have you died? Did you see it?" Until they finally admitted. The adults embraced the children who passed the ritual, telling them within the fireplace, you have traversed the book, leaves much unsaid. But I suspect that this was their way of branding the
That explains why I can't sense the Crimson Moon's marrow in this world. It makes sense that it would be sealed in a special space.
But there's no fire.
That won't be necessary. The fireplace is purely symbolic. The key to the ritual is crossing the flames. Those burned away by such flames leave behind a kind... In short, I can open a passage. The catch is I'll need to stay on this... Very well. Then I...
Traveler, spare me a little more moonlight if you would. I may need... Thank you. I feel like I've
Mistress of the seven hues of ages past, great mother of the present, crimson-clad sovereign of the two realms, by fire severed, by fire renewed, I offer myself now and beseech